boy, phone gon' make you move, boy.
And welcome to the PhD podcast. It's your boy Teddy.
I'm your co-host Marcus.
And today we're going to be doing the NFL Super Bowl episode. So the teams that made it was the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. Earlier on our NFL playoff episode, I had the Eagles getting there, but I didn't have the Chiefs there, man. I was wrong on that one, y'all.
And I was also wrong on that because we both thought the Buffalo Bills were going to make it, and they just did not plan out too well.
The Bills were the frauds.
Yeah. But we're going to talk about some other things that we ended up seeing in one of the NFL playoff games with our boy Mike Trout, because he been to more Philadelphia Eagles games than, well, the Angels.
Well, it's tough of life, man. I mean, they don't even have 500 records there. Like, they losers.
With all of that talent, with even Otone and anything like that, like...
Can you name 5 players on that Angels team on top of your head right now, including the 2 you just said? Just add 3 more. See?
No.
There you go.
I would be like...
So don't...
Albert Pujols,
man.
Jane Shields, but they haven't played there in years. So, no, not really. But even in this next topic, we're going to talk about Mama Kelsey, who's Travis Kelsey, and he even has a brother who plays for the Eagles.
Yeah, Jason Kelsey, yeah.
So she's had a little bit of a dilemma of what she gonna pick, because they even had like a betting line going on about, getting her to go do the coin toss.
Well, I could put it like this. Either way, she's guaranteed to be at a parade. It's either going to be in Kansas City or it's going to be in Philly. She has a guaranteed spot at a parade. But there was a Super Bowl. It's like 10 years ago in New Orleans where the coaches, they were brothers, the Harbaugh brothers.
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah, that was... See, it's not the first time you have brothers going at it. Maybe in a player's element, but there were coaches that had to go up against each other.
Yeah, like, it's different when it comes to, like, them family holidays when you be coming to the house and stuff. Like, who gonna be doing what, but it is what it is, you know? You just gotta take a look into it.
Yeah, and you also have Andy Reid, the coach of the Chiefs. He used to coach the Eagles for a bunch of years, like more than 10 years, going up against his old team. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
But also... Are we going to have a repeat for the 2017 season, which was Golden State won a championship, Houston Astros won a championship? Can Philly complete the trifecta?
I never thought about that till when you just said, that is interesting. Wow. But there was, in North America, who won hockey in 2017?
I think it was Pittsburgh.
Okay, so no, not they won't win this year. I don't know.
That's why you only did the 3 sport. That's why I didn't do 4.
Yeah, man. Hopefully, I like the Eagles to win because the moment the Bills lost, I started buying Eagles tickets like no tomorrow. Literally, I was like, I might as well get this one right. I can't go 0 for 2. I never go 0 for 2. So, yeah, I got the Eagles winning if that makes any sense to anyone out there. Yeah. And they are favored right now by like 2. Yeah, it's like 1.5, 2. It's moving up and down right now. Yeah.
And even when we talk about the halftime show, about Rihanna's performing.
Yeah, I didn't know. You were mentioning this earlier. I didn't know they had a betting line for her songs, hair, dress, guest appearances. Wow, that's new, man.
Yeah, so like even with some of the betting lines that they end up having, like what song she's gonna sing. So we got Umbrella at plus 250.
Yeah, and then you got Run This Town at plus 400, and you got Take a Bow, which I think she should do if the game is a blowout at halftime. Someone just take a bow,
Just
call it a
bow it
day.
out.
Yeah. And this is the one I was intrigued by. I want to know if Kanye West comes on as a guest appearance. I mean, last year he was in the crowd as a fan at the
Oh yeah,
Super
when he
Bowl.
had that.
He had the mask on.
Spent probably like what, $2,000 on some ticket to just do this. Peekaboo. Like,
Yeah,
nah, you can't even see.
I just want him to come on, perform all of the lights, and just rehearse the second verse. If he raps the second verse, they could cut it right there.
Yeah,
Oh,
y'all just
man.
put him on one still. Cause like they even having a betting line for Jay-Z to show up
He ain't
at
coming.
minus 225.
He dissed them so many times. I can't see him coming. I remember there was a line where he's like, "I don't need the Super Bowl. I'm already doing arenas." I mean, things changing. Now he's the talent director for the Super Bowl.
Yo, you know, different things can end up changing. And they also have Drake at minus 250. I mean 150, sorry.
Yeah, I could see all three of them coming. Drake, Rihanna, Kanye. That'd be crazy.
That just be insane in of itself. Like, I don't know, man. It's gonna be an entertaining show. I'll be looking forward to seeing it because I'm a huge Rihanna fan. I hope she ends up going on tour again because she hasn't done that since like 2016. And Rihanna, make an album, please.
I agree with that one. A lot of bets that have been placed is the coin toss. I mean, it's like the most common thing you could bet on. You have 50-50. It's either heads or it's either tails. I personally avoid that because I don't know how that could work.
It can go either way, heads or tails.
Like, the only time I would recommend betting on a coin toss if it's your present at the coin toss. Like, you have to be there, feel
Nah,
the
man, I
atmosphere.
still wouldn't deal with it. It's a coin toss.
Yeah, but if
Heads
you're
or tails.
yeah, but if you're
There's
there,
nothing in between.
if you're there, you could feel the wind based on the flip. Yeah, I mean, watching it at home, you don't know the vibe. You don't know how that air, the fluid is moving. You don't know the
Man,
flow.
it's
basically,
not in Denver with that thin air.
it's in a dome.
Yeah. So, no.
Oh man, nah. I wouldn't do it personally. I said I only do it if I was there.
Yeah, tickets kind of expensive to
And
go watch
speaking
it.
of the NFL this year, they are gonna raise the salary cap for the following year at $225 million. And here's an interesting stat: when it comes to concussions this year, it went up 18%. There were a lot of tragedies
Really?
throughout the year with like Tua, the quarterback of Miami, the DeMar Hamlin. That wasn't a
we
concussion,
talked
but that
about
was
that.
like cardiac arrest. We talked about that earlier.
But I don't really think that it's really up that much. I think it's just more that it's being reported more. So then it's more of an in-depth type of thing. Because, like, now they have people go to the dark room, go stay there, take a couple plays off. Not like back in the 90s of, all right, go back out there. Like, they don't do that no more. Too much CTE problem. And people be deleting themselves. 'Cause
Yeah,
you can't use the
unfortunately.
other word because of guidelines. But you get my point.
Yeah, but when it comes to the Super Bowl, you could literally bet on anything. They have like over 100 ways to bet on this game. You could bet on who's gonna have the first catch, what's the first play gonna be, how long is the national anthem gonna be.
I always like that one.
You're like, nah, man, that's scary. What if the singer wants to hold the and the home? Yeah, like,
of the
oh no. They're lucky it's not O Canada.
You know, just gotta hold that brave for an extra 5 seconds. Like, they know how long. They know about the betting line.
Yeah,
They
there's
might
too
screw
many.
that themselves.
There's too many things to talk about when it comes to the bet line. So I'm
You
just
know
gonna
what
give.
color the Gatorade is.
Yeah, and like no, I'm just gonna give the ones that I like and that I would recommend personally.
All right.
So
go
for
it.
me, I like the Eagles winning. Me personally, I bought those tickets earlier, so I am gonna touch the game for Sunday. But for the MVP, I'm going to go with a long shot here on the defensive end in Hassan Reddick, because that O-line at Kansas City is looking a little weak. Mahomes' ankle, it's questionable. And
He
if
did
you saw
not look good coming out.
and if
of
you
that
saw
game.
the last game with the Eagles and Hassan Reddick, what he did to that, what was he? The last pick, Brock Purdy?
yeah,
Yeah, he
something like that.
dislocated his elbow. He was a beast that day, man. He got like 2.5 sacks average this playoff run with a fumble and a fumble return in each game so far. So that's a sleeper right there. You could get that at plus 2,800, but that's a long shot because the last player to win a Super Bowl MVP was Von Miller back in 2017? No, 2016, 2015 when the Broncos won.
With Peyton Manning.
Yeah, he had 6 tackles and 2.5 sacks that game.
Yeah, for a defensive player to actually win MVP, you gotta really show out.
Yeah, if he goes off, don't be surprised that he's the one. And then my favorite bet to make in the game, just like a prop stat, is Patrick Mahomes to throw an interception at minus 115.
I can see that happening.
Mahomes
It's
has
one interception. It's not like you gotta get 4 or
I could be wrong on this stat, but I believe in the 2 Super Bowls Mahomes has played, he has a total of 4 picks. And the Eagles are the number one. They're 1 or 2 when it comes to forcing turnovers in this whole season. It's them or the Niners.
True.
So I could see the Eagles, bringing pressure, Mahomes panicking. I don't know if he has enough Houdini magic to escape this one, but if he throws a wobble or a floater, or the Eagles just ball hawk,
there.
yeah, they could take one to the house. Not only pick it off, they could literally take it to the house. And you could also bet a defensive score or a special team score at plus 215 as well. Just in case you feel like there's a kick return or a defense makes a play and they just run it back to the house. You could also do that. Those are my recommendations for the game. I'm not gonna go into the whole 60 bets you could make because you're just a degenerate at that point. So I would try to keep this short and sweet as possible, because next thing you know, you got 500 bets. You're not even paying attention to get. You just pay attention on everything. You're gonna be on your phone half the time, scrolling up and down.
Or you just wait until the game of, okay, how much did I win?
Or how much did I lose?
Yo, it's a dangerous game betting, man, because that's why they have Gamblers Anonymous. So if you do have a gambling problem, there is help out there for you.
There is Gamblers Anonymous. Yes, it's always in the bottom of the page.
Yes.
The part they don't want to show you.
Even OLG in Ontario for us, they even have a slogan of "Know your limit, play within it." Cool slogan though.
What about you, Marcus? Who you got winning this, man? Enough about me.
I just don't want to see Kansas City winning again. They already got a championship. Kind of like Philly.
Yeah, they both do.
Yeah, but theirs has been less time. Kind of wanted even Trevor Lawrence to make a run, or Buffalo was my full pick to win, because they haven't won nothing, period. Especially with those 4 consecutive Super Bowl losses in the early 90s. Shout out Jim Kelly.
Yeah, but you think so you're going with the Eagles also?
Yeah.
Close game, blowout? What do you think?
I say Eagles by 10 points.
Whoa, okay. I was thinking higher actually, but damn, 10. Okay, so I was thinking do you remember when Seattle beat the Broncos? They beat the living breaks off them. I think it's gonna be a game like that. Yeah,
you think they're gonna beat the brakes off them like that?
I believe Rihanna's gonna say take a bow to Chiefs at halftime. Yeah. Or pour it up. Do you think that? No, that won't play. Or bitch, you better have my money. That they should play that one.
Nah, but they can't play that because it's a family program.
You can say Mitch better have my money.
Nah, it just wouldn't work the same way. She has enough hits that you don't even need to drop that song.
I was only saying that because if it's a blowout and you bet the money line on certain apps, they give you early payout.
Like, the connotation works well with it, but nah.
And they say there's going to be about $1 billion spent in gambling because of the Super Bowl.
Oh, definitely.
Especially because in certain states or certain places in the world that gambling is illegal now. So it's definitely going to go up.
No, I can definitely see that. Even with like the Super Bowl commercial, they be costing like $5 million for a 30-second commercial. Like,
yeah, it's like 600,000 a second.
Yeah, I just like to have that 600,000. Like, come on, help a brother out, man. Like,
nah, man, you gotta get it at your own, man. Nothing life is easy, man. If it was easy, everybody would do it, literally.
Yeah, because even with like before we even end up getting out of here, so yo, what do you think your favorite Super Bowl moments were?
Oh, for me, it's easy, man. Russell Wilson at the 1-yard line. I mean, you can't put a better way to ruin a game than that. They had the momentum with the catch by Curse. I mean, I thought it was Mario Manningham, David Tyree all over again for the Patriots. I was with a couple Patriots fans. Y'all know who you were. And they were panicking. They was like, oh no, it's about to happen again. And then boom, like a 720 change. It was a 720 change of like emotion, reaction. I mean, the Richard Sherman meme is like the best way to describe
when you
it.
just watch his heart just break.
For me, that's like the Super Bowl moment. But there was one in Arizona before in 2008. The last time it was in Arizona, which is where it is this year, with James Harrison, where Kurt Warner threw the pick. They were the home team. And then, he ran it back to the house. It was like 105 yards or 108 yards. And then they had to give him like the what do you call it?
Mask.
Yeah, the oxygen mask. Like he was like huffing, puffing. When you're like 3-something running 100 yards, that supposedly fast.
One of my biggest Super Bowl moments was back in 2006 with Devin Hester. Opening of the game, they were deciding should they kick it to him or not, and they did. Man, he caught it, ran that to the house, man, all the way through.
Yeah, I remember that one. It was the only time the Bears had a lead.
Yep, because they lost.
Yes,
but
so
it was still a cool moment to start the game.
Yeah. So for me, like I said, the Russell Wilson at the 1-yard line and David Tyree. For sure, 100%. That David Tyree with the perfect upset.
With the thing with the holding it on the mask.
Yeah, it was the perfect upset. Patriots were like 17-0. They're about to win the game.
No, I thought they were, because that team was special. Like,
and
then had that proper roster. I thought everything, like the whole 1972 Dolphins, all of that.
Yeah, I mean, those are the three moments for me. James Harrison running it back 105 yards. David Tyree and Russell Wilson at the 1-yard line. Those are like the three moments I could think of. But like game-wise, I would say when New England came back 28-3 against Atlanta.
I'll never forget that game.
Yeah,
that was like one of those. Like, even with my dad, like, they were up by so much. He left to go to the corner store. Came back, and I'm like, yeah, Dad, the game tied, going to overtime. He didn't believe me. He thought I was lying. I'm like, yo, look at the TV. He was beside himself.
Yeah, there was a Patriots fan that called me and asked me, like, you still think it's over? And then I was like, I didn't bet on the game because I wasn't a gambler at the time.
Because even one last thing, what do you think was your biggest halftime show?
Oh, that's easy. I was a kid. I was like 9 or 10 with Justin Timberlake and Miss Jackson. As soon as it happened, it cut to commercial. But I'm like 9, 8, somewhere in that gap. I don't know what's going on. I'm thinking like, oh, they went to commercial. I had no idea in the moment what happened until the next day when it's on like every news network.
Everywhere.
Like it's on the newspaper when I'm walking to school. I had like in the moment I had no idea as a kid. But that's 100% like the moment for me when it comes to a halftime show. Cause it was a good show. Like, I mean, Rock Your Body was a banger.
It was. Having you like it's by the end of this song.
He was living in the moment.
Come on.
He's living in the moment.
And
yeah.
another huge one was Michael Jackson one, and I think like 93.
I wasn't born.
I was one of those. I was one, but you always hear about it. So like I think 2 or 3 years ago, I actually sat down and watched the whole performance.
Yeah.
That was like Michael Jackson's first performance in America in like 3 or 4 years. Because he was going through that whole child stuff.
Innocent till proven guilty. Take notes.
But that's a whole different story, you know. Like,
But selfish reasons for a halftime show, it was like a couple years ago. J-Lo and Shakira. Man, you ain't gonna get two girls better at a halftime show than that.
Man, that was special too.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah. So that concludes our Super Bowl episode for 2023. Hopefully y'all stay tuned for the next episode when we're talking about the NBA All-Star Weekend in 2023 as well.
In our fun city, Salt Lake City, Utah. You can see us on all platforms, YouTube, Instagram,
Apple, Spotify.
All right. Thank you. Peace.